I thought I've seen it all, honestly. Like, I know it's a Wednesday and Rockstar Logic videos usually come out on Sundays, but look at what we're seeing here. A GTA Online starter tips Newswire post posted today, January 6th, 2021. I know there's a lot of new people that do play this game. I understand why they did this. I just find it absolutely hilarious that it took them 8 years basically to make a Newswire post giving starter tips. Like, where was this when the game came out? When no one knew anything? Give us tips then. Like 8 years later, pretty much everyone that has ever wanted to play GTA Online, it seems like, has played it and kind of knows what they're doing. Although one of my followers on Twitter, Ryan, he said, you know what? Well, kids that were born when this game came out might finally start being able to play it now. And maybe that's why this is out, like this is being released. Which, by the way, that is actually kind of crazy that could potentially be true. Like, kids born in 2013 or 8, and I mean, like, it's not probably the best parenting, but they could be playing GTA right now. Regardless, I guess, of that, I wanted to react to these. I haven't read through all of them. I'm curious, you know, what does Rockstar think are starter tips in this game? As a day one player, as someone who's played for the last 8 years, how true are these? That's what I wonder. And hey, look, maybe if you are a new player and you're looking for some new starter tips, we can read through these together. So let's go ahead and get started. Naturally, they're going through the tutorial. Complete the tutorial, they'll say. You'll have a personal vehicle, earn cash, and rank up several times. They also say GTA money is for purchasing all variety of in-game items, and RP is for leveling up. Those tips, I mean, that's just sort of explaining how the game works, right? Surprised there's not, hey, if you need GTA money, buy shark cards. Hey, maybe there is though. We're only getting started, I guess. Also, become familiar with your iFruit, your phone in the game. Okay, a really solid tip there, Rockstar. And then here we have these next two, just, hey, use your iFruit phone to join jobs and to use the internet. All right, solid tips there. Now this one's actually not bad. Make a social or link your social club account and you'll receive a free vehicle and weapon. If you're starting out, that's actually pretty solid. And then, of course, purchase a garage. I mean, yeah, you need a garage in GTA Online. All right, well, look at this. The U isn't freaking bolded. This is unacceptable, Rockstar. But they do say the player interaction menu is good for changing outfits, registering as a VIP, organization stuff. Yeah, that's true. The interaction menu is definitely one of the best things about GTA. It's one of the most important things about GTA Online, sure. You can replenish your ammo. That's a solid tip. You go to inventory in that interaction menu and then ammo. And then also you can use snacks to regen. Okay, that's another solid tip. Snacks are one of the more underrated things. I think a lot of people forget about snacks, especially in the heists. You ever get shot and you're at like half health, eat some snacks, which are free if you get some of the properties. And yeah, okay, I like that. Body armor can be purchased. Yes. Passive mode. This is a solid one. This allows you to not be attacked by other people. And one of the newer features, they say in the interaction menu, you can actually call your personal vehicle through it rather than your mechanic. Although this only works if your vehicle's already out. Like, if you don't have a vehicle out, you can't request it through the interaction menu. So that's kind of a misleading statement. And then these other two are just some random ones. Okay, so that's spawn point, and then you can register as a VI or a CEO. All right, cool. Gameplay tips. Now this is what we're getting into here. Arm yourself with a decent sidearm, such as the micro SMG. False. Don't ever buy this gun. Like, honestly, don't buy this gun because you'll never use it, and it only gets in the way. So that's a terrible tip. A rifle like the special carbine will also come in handy. I don't really PvP in the game, but there's probably better weapons than that one, although it could be good. Couldn't tell you. My favorite weapon, the LMG, the heavy LMG, and then you could later make it a Mark II LMG. I'd recommend that. We already went over body armor. Okay, but I guess you could buy some body armor. Now this one may be the greatest tip of all time. The most ironic tip, I should say, of all time. Rockstar, in their gameplay tip section here, says, when you're just starting out, try avoiding too many engagements with other players until you've acquired better weaponry and a higher rank. Bear in mind that while it can be fun to engage in some friendly free mode competition, nobody likes a griefer. Really, Rockstar, nobody likes a griefer? Well, then why did you add a flying bike in the game that only kills people? It is ironic. They say no one likes a griefer, yet all the things they've put into this game that make it griefer friendly. That's a solid one. That's really solid, Rockstar. Now here they tell you, hey, you can find a new session if you want to change lobbies. I would recommend looking up how to make a solo public session. If you don't want to deal with griefers and other people, it allows you to do all the business stuff without having to worry about others. A new session's not going to do that. Solo public session definitely will. Now, I will say this is not a bad tip here from Rockstar. Definitely deposit your cash into your bank account. I think a lot of people end up losing a lot more money than they probably wanted to. When it's in your wallet and you die, you do lose more, and that does add up over time. So definitely make sure your money's in your bank account. And probably one of the better tips for new, completely new players, go to the casino and spin the lucky wheel if it's available in your country. It's free, and you can get some good stuff from it if you are lucky. There are ways to cheese this and get the car if you want the car every single time. That does require some work though. I would just recommend, hope you get lucky, and yeah, be fine with it. Now this one's another solid one because of the point we made before with the whole griefing. They say work towards obtaining an armored vehicle. The Night Shark is a top community pick because it's very resistant to attacks. Oh, really? That's why you should say it's a community pick, because it literally counters the Oppressor Mark II, which is what all the griefers use, man. And then as we sort of end the gaming gameplay tips, whatever it was, they just tell you, hey, buy a hangar. You can use aircraft, buy a hangar. The hangar is one of the worst businesses in the game. And unless you're just a hardcore pilot, it's almost useless, man. I know there's some really solid vehicles and solid helicopters you can get in the hangar, but it's definitely not one of the first things I would get if you are a new player. That is a complete lie. Hey, this is actually another solid tip. I don't do this that often, but it does work. If you're trying to steal a car, shoot out the window and you'll actually gain access. But you don't have to lockpick it. You just open it up. They're literally putting a Rockstar logic in the Newswire. We've made it. That's awesome. And then of course, hey, call Lester right there if you get stars on you. So that's the gameplay tips. All right, we're going to just sort of go through the better ones, I think, because there's a lot of these tips. I'll leave a link to this Newswire in the description if you actually want to read through, and if you actually care about these tips that really aren't tips, as more just hey, you can do this in GTA Online. But look, earning early. Let's see what's in this section. This first one's actually pretty solid. Do VIP missions. Those are actually very easy to do, and they do pay out a relatively good amount for how easy they are. It's funny how they say playing in an organization rather than solo yields higher, yet in the casino heist, in the Cayo Perico heist, the one that just came out, playing solo yields way more than playing with friends. So in all reality, playing solo probably is a little bit better, unless you have some competent friends, of course. Also, they say do these races and do these other little modes because they pay out 2 to 3 times their normal rate. Well, that's only if you win, number one, and their normal rate is so bad that the 2 to 3 times their normal rate should be what it normally is, and it's nothing crazy. So, that's definitely a stretch there. Now, time trials with this next one, that one's actually a solid tip. You do the time trials if you're good enough with the cards and all that, and you do get a decent amount of money. You get 100K, and I think you do this once a week, so that's not bad. This one's sort of a general tip, but I will say, I'd say this is a pretty solid one. Change up what you do in the game to keep your experience varied. You don't want to be doing the same thing over and over again. There are tons of things you can do in GTA Online. So if you are a newer player and you're, trying to get into the game, I feel like that's a solid one. Don't just go heist only, or don't just do this only. Definitely switch it up every now and then just to keep it fresh. Now, you know, they mentioned heists here, but wouldn't it have been really nice if they took all the quality of life changes they made in the Cayo Perico heist and added them to the Diamond, to the Doomsday, to even the one back from 2015? It would have been so much nicer, like, if they would have done that. But they do just tell you, hey, buy a high-end apartment for the heist, buy a facility for the Doomsday, buy the casino or the penthouse or the arcade, whatever it is, for the casino heist, buy the submarine for the Cayo Perico heist. I mean, yeah, spend money, basically, is what they do to play the game. Like I mentioned before, though, definitely get snacks. That's a solid one. I guess, yeah, if you are starting out, business battles are not a terrible way to get some extra money. Those happen in free mode and yeah, free mode lobbies, and you can basically acquire some business goods and, you know, help out. You're literally just going over all of the different businesses. I mean, like, these aren't really tips. It's like, hey, you can buy these 5 things. That's a starter tip. Doesn't the game tell you all this? Like, if the game, I haven't been a new player, obviously, since the start, so I don't know if the game tells you this, but if it doesn't tell you all this stuff, isn't that a bigger problem? As far as all the businesses, if you actually want to know what's the best one to buy, I'd say if you're going for money, the special cargo is. The problem with the special cargo businesses is that you do run the risk of losing it all, which is definitely not something you want to do, but I do believe you can get the most amount of money with this. The most fun, definitely, is import and export. It's a solid paycheck. It's not the best, it's not the worst. It's a solid one, but it's driving fast cars in GTA. Like, that's literally what this game's about. So I'd say probably hop on that one first. And then you could eventually get a nightclub. A nightclub's a solid way to make money, although ain't no one use them anymore. I guess, yeah, these 2 tips here are pretty solid. You can buy the Terabyte, but of course, it costs like $1 billion. Like, so, and that's not that much, but it does cost a lot of money. And it is the only way to actually customize the Oppressor Mark IIs if you ended up getting one. You need a nightclub for it, though. So there's kind of a couple of layers you have to go through. But it is a great way to get around and use businesses and resupply with businesses. That's what this guy says. At the middle of the map, you just park it somewhere and then boom. Makes things more convenient. And then that's actually all the tips, because the next one just goes into gun running and then it ends. It just says, hey, best of luck out there. Remember to keep an eye on the Newswire for more tips and ways to earn extra money. I mean, I'd say these were some okay tips, but I mean, why? I just want to know, why is this coming out now and not like when the game first came out, or hey, even when the game went free to play on, or it was like a free download on the Epic Game Stores a couple months ago, when a ton more people came in. Like, I'm just really confused. Anyway, I don't know. I guess let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I thought it'd be interesting to see what Rockstar give as tips. And honestly, the fact that they say no one likes a griefer, that says it all, I think. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Please drop the video a like if you enjoy. I'll leave a link to this in the description if you want to read through it. But as always, I'll see you all in the next one.